Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Book HQ. So I haven't done a video in a while just because the last couple of months have been hard for me. Like I haven't really been feeling great and like doing the things that I usually do. Just like a couple of setbacks has just made me feel like, ugh, why bother? But I'm going on and continuing, and I know that in my last video I said that I was going to talk about An Ember in the Ashes, which is the first book in the An Ember in the Ashes series by Sabaa Tahir. So let's do that. I discovered Sabaa Tahir on Instagram actually, because an author that I really like and follow on Instagram had posted a picture of A Reaper at the Gates, like, because that just came out, which is the third book in the series, and actually quite a lot of the bookish people on Instagram had been posting pictures of A Reaper at the Gates. So I was like, oh, what's this? And I went and I checked it out, and I saw that there are other books in the series, so I just read the first one, and it was so good. And I was really glad to have joined the party late because it meant that I didn't have to wait for the second and the third books. But now I've joined the wait for the fourth book, so that's how I discovered Sabaa Tahir and her series. So An Ember in the Ashes is a book that's written from two perspectives, Laia of Sarah and Elias Faturius. And Laia belongs to the scholar people, and so in their society the scholar people are the lowest ranked people and they're downtrodden, and Elias belongs to the highest rank of people in their society. He's in a very prestigious sort of military school where they get trained to be masks, and masks sort of enforce order. That's basically the story of the two. But Elias doesn't like the idea of being a mask and being brutal and like oppressing people, and so he's actually planning to desert. And then Laia, the story sort of opens with Laia's house being raided by masks and like the law, because her brother was doing something that he shouldn't have been doing, like helping the resistance. So his brother gets taken prisoner, and her grandparents, who she lived with, get murdered, and so she flees because her brother Darwin tells her to, and she kind of has to start making her way in the world on her own. And so various events in her life lead her to end up going to Blackcliff, which is the prestigious school that Elias is at. And whilst she's there supposedly on a secret mission, and she gets taken in to be like the servant of the commandant, who's like the head of Blackcliff, but also happens to be Elias Faturius' mother. But they have like a really weird relationship. She hates Elias completely and left him as a child, like a small child, to his own devices. And so it's actually his grandfather who raised him and treated him like family. She's there sort of spying on the commandant for the resistance, Laia, and then by chance she meets Elias, and Elias like falls instantly in love with her, I guess. It's sort of like a love at first sight type thing. And then the whole story kind of picks up because there's a big, what do you call those things when they're prophecy? There's a prophecy that says that at one point the emperor's line will fail. He won't have any male issues to carry on his legacy, and when that day comes, a new emperor will have to be chosen, and the emperor will be chosen by going through several trials. And so there are these ogres who are like spiritual leaders of the community, and everybody reveres them, and the emperor, whose name is Tias, goes to visit them once a year. So the ogres come and they're like, the time is at hand, it is now time for the trials because this emperor has no male issue. And so 4 people get chosen, and it's Elias Faturius, his best friend, who's a girl, and the only girl in their school, actually, aside from the commandant. Her name is Helene Aquila, and then these twins, Marcus and Zacharias Farah, who are plebeian, which is like they don't come from a big high-level family in terms of court. Anyway, so the 4 of them then become aspirants, and so then, you know, the trials begin at any point and can take place at any time, and whoever wins the most trials becomes the new emperor. So, you know, the story goes on, and then you get like to see the romance kind of develop between Laia and Elias, but then she also is kind of having a romance with this redhead guy called Keenan. Personally, I was always like, I don't even know how this guy is featuring when there's Elias, but okay. Which ends up being sort of a big plot twist because Elias's mother is in league with this like supernatural entity. It's like a jinn lord called the Nightbringer. I don't want to give everything away, but it's really very intriguing and compelling, and the writing is so good. Elias and Laia really have two very different voices, and despite the fact that the story is told from their two perspectives, you also get to see a lot of character development in terms of Elias's friend Helena Krilla. It's a really original story, it's a really good story, and those are my thoughts on An Ember in the Ashes. I'm gonna do the next book in the series, which is A Torch Against the Night. That's it from me for this week. Thanks a lot for watching. If you've read the series, let me know what you think in the comments below. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and click on the bell so that you can be notified every time I post a new video. But until next time, ladies and gentlemen, keep reading and keep watching. Bye-bye.